I don't know how you expect full-time results with part-time effort, right?
Hi, I'm Cheryl Medeiros.
And I'm Colleen Hungerford. And this is We're Doing This Right, right? A podcast for the whole woman, mind, body, soul, and business.
It's humor infused, as real as it gets, inspiring, and you'll walk away with real usable tools for life and business.
If you love what you're hearing, please share with a friend, subscribe so you'll never miss an episode, and rate and review whenever you listen.
So find your earbuds, lace up your walking shoes, or cozy up with a beverage of your choice. It's time to dig in.
All right, I had to cut these women off because they were giving all the good stuff away before I hit record. Welcome back to We're Doing This Right, right? Are you doing it right today, Colleen?
Yeah, we're doing a lot righter than the last time we had our amazing guest on, when we had this like phenomenal conversation. But I was in Michigan on fall break and my internet didn't upload
Whoa.
it didn't upload anything.
Yeah, it
And
was pretty
so
sad, but
it
also
was real,
worthwhile for me to just have the conversation. I'm sorry you guys missed
yes,
it,
yeah.
but
Everybody
I,
missed it. We had a
I
great
got a lot of
conversation with Candy.
We had a good time.
it.
We
Yeah.
sure did.
So without further
Okay.
ado,
Yes, go ahead, Cheryl.
introducing for the second time, but for the first time to you, Candy Miles-Crocker. And Candy is the author of The Reality of Real Estate, named one of top 25 real estate coaches by I'm in News, licensed in 4 jurisdictions and manages close to 400 agents. And you were on the new list by the helm of top coaches, top
Yes, I
female
was.
coaches.
Yes, yes, I
Yes.
was.
Yes.
So
Welcome. We're
exciting.
That was
so
one heck of
happy
a
to have
list.
you. I
Well,
know.
that was a great list. To be in
How
the
That was
company of
great.
those other women, that was very cool.
Well,
very
for them to be in your company, Candy, you are just so incredible. And we were chatting before that we're all California girls here,
Yeah.
hmm
which is so amazing. And Candy, you and I lived very close to each other.
Yes, we
Now that we
did.
found out,
Yep. Down
which
the
was
down the hill.
down the hill. Yes, it's so crazy. But now you're an East Coast girl,
Yeah.
huh?
I'm in the East Coast with a West Coast mentality.
love it.
I love it. It's the best. It's really funny. So Candy and I were chatting before about how, so we were talking about slowing down, which is what we're going to talk about because it's end of the year, right? And one of my observations was I think it's a lot easier to have this slowdown in areas where there's weather, right? Like in Southern
Mhm.
California, you don't really get the excuse of, well, it's a snow day. I can't, or it's too icy to drive, or like, I'm not really going outside. It's very, very cold. Like, you don't get that. Like, you pay for that weather tax out there, right? And over here, where we get to like slow down and stay in our pajamas and not go outside and work from home or whatever, which this is my fourth or fifth winter, and I'm really loving it. I think it's great. I love this like chilled out mentality that they have during the winter, which you don't
And,
have.
and see, winter is my least favorite season because as a California girl, I don't need a change in season. I don't need leaves changing. I don't need any of that. I need 75, 85-degree weather year round.
It's
Oh
good
my
for my
God.
mental health to have that all the time. When it gets a little gloomy, like one day of it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I'm like, give me my sunshine. I don't
Yes.
have clothes
Oh
for
my God.
this. I
Yes.
Oh my God. I am loving my four season life here. Now I'm in central Indiana and we're pretty mild as far as seasons go. Like we
Hmm.
get a little snow, we get the pretty fall, we get the summer, we get the spring.
Right.
We're not like Michigan or like even New York where you get like feet of snow,
Right. Right.
But I'm like, oh my God, when it snows, I'm like, oh my God, we're in a snow globe. It's like we're in a snow globe. I'm just like looking out the window and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. Look at us. This is so cute. It's like so
You're,
novel for me
you're
right
a
now.
Hallmark
romanticizing
movie.
this now.
Oh yeah, it's Hallmark movie. I'm romanticizing every aspect of my life. I'm like, oh, it's snowing. Yes, we're gonna like turn the fire on and watch movies and stuff like that.
No.
Which we're slowing down. Okay, so we had a really great conversation several weeks ago about finishing
Finish strong
strong
or
Strong
don't.
or
or
not.
don't. So tell us about that.
So you always hear the term, by like after Labor Day, it's like, okay, we're gonna finish strong, everybody. And it's like, maybe not. So that's not for everybody, is what I was trying to say, is that Some people want to finish strong, and some people are happy where they are in September or whatever. And so it's individual and how you feel about your business and where you are in your business. And don't compare yourself to what somebody else is doing or telling you what to say. If it's not in you, don't press it. If you don't have any business, I always say by the end of October, early November, go concentrate on the next year because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So, and that's okay. It's okay. Just be prepared for the next year and you'll be fine. But give yourself a little bit of grace and say, I did my best this year or not. And maybe it was just a crappy year because we all had them, and
Yeah.
just let it go because there's nothing you can do about it in November. So,
Yeah, there's a panic that can happen sometimes when you get
yeah.
into November and you're like, well, I gotta get, all these deals or something
Right.
so that I can like either beat last year or beat whatever. And the reality of that is probably like maybe like that might happen,
But
but
the
also
reality of
like
it all, the
might
real
not.
reality is the number that you're trying to reach is something you manufactured in your head anyway. That number probably has no basis
That
whatsoever.
is so true.
So you're
It's
stressing over
so
a
true.
make-believe number. So
Oh
stop
my God.
stressing and just saying, you know what? I did 17 million. I thought I was going to do 25. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's just there's not a lot you can do about it at this point because
And
especially if
17
you're in
is
sales, right?
and 17 is probably more than enough to cover your expenses.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that with a conversation we were not going to share with everybody else was the like what there's the like okay, good and like exceptional, but like that's based on different need levels. Can you
Right.
talk to us about
So
that again?
yeah, so we talked about how you have a buyer consultation, right? And you have the needs, wants, and desires. They
Hmm.
need 3 bedrooms. They might want 3 bedrooms, a covered garage, and a yard. Desire, it'd be like over the top if you had a fenced yard, an attached garage, 3 bedrooms up, 2 bathrooms, a primary suite. Okay, so real estate agents live most of their time in the desired space. You know, I,
Yes.
I need 7 million to exist.
Hmm.
I want 15 million, but I'm going to
Right.
stress out over 25 million, right? And so
Right.
in this economy, we have so much uncertainty this entire year between Doge and ICE and everything else, just uncertainty, government shutdown. Let's not live in a desired space. That's too stressful. What do I need to exist? Do I need $10,000 a month? Okay, I can live around the 10 million range without stressing out. Do I
Right.
want more? Maybe if I get more, that'd be great. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and lose my hair over something I really don't need. And maybe next year I can bump it up a little bit more. But for now, I'm just going to be in the need category and just say, I'm good.
Yeah, that's hard for a lot of us.
It's hard for
Just
most people. It's not
mentally, it's
hard.
hard mentally,
But,
right?
but here's the other piece, and I've been coaching real estate agents for decades. The number that they land on usually has zero significance. It's just like,
That's true.
let me
It's
pill
a
the number.
random.
It's random. I'm going to double what I did last year. No, you're not. You're not going to double what you did last year. Okay. So let's just come to terms with that. It's okay. And I always have, whenever I do business planning, I'm like, let's do your expenses. How much does your fabulous life cost you, including your
Yeah.
expenses? And people find that A, their life costs a lot more than they think because real estate agents spend money like drunken sailors and they don't know how much they've spent until April 15th and like, I can't believe I spent that much money. But look
But
at
it
your
was a write-off.
Listen, we're
really right
laughing
off.
so hard because
But
it's so true.
it's
I'm
so
like,
true because but then you're stressing out over it. So you look at your expenses, right? And then you say, how much of this is my responsibility? Do I have someone else who's contributing to my lifestyle? So if my partner is giving 50%, so that 10,000 now becomes 5,000.
right.
Well, so why am I stressing over $60,000 a year? I'm gonna make $60,000 a year. So
Yeah.
now let's build in some profit, and that goes into the wants, right? 30% profit. Okay, so you put add that on. You're still doing fine. But what we're so busy doing is I'm gonna compare myself to Colleen over here. I'm gonna compare myself to Carol.
Yeah.
You don't know how much they're keeping. Their bills might be out of the box crazy. And
Yeah.
yet you're comparing your life to theirs. That might be a big mistake.
Well, and it's so interesting too, because in this game, in this real estate world and any sales world, right? Like there's so much comparison and competition because that the idea of that
Yeah.
is that it drives people or we're like, okay, well, and I fall prey to that all the time. Well, if that person can sell, my viewpoint is always like, if that person can do it, so can I. It's not
Mm,
I'm
mhm.
gonna do it, not them. It's a different, for me at least, it's a
Yeah.
different feeling.
Or they did it, so I
Um,
have to do it. It's more they did it, so I could do it too.
I could do it. Yeah, like it's doable. Like if this person sold 50 million, there's no reason why I shouldn't sell 50 million. Now, where that gets very nuanced is usually somebody who's sold 50 million has been doing it for 15 years and I've been doing it for 4. That's where it gets a little bit nuanced and tricky and those things happen. But our world is okay, who are the top producers?
Right.
Who is the top 10 in the area? Who is this? And it's all self manufactured. We
Yeah.
create that
Yeah.
for our own industry. Like it really nobody cares. I'm
Mhm.
going to tell you like the thing that we in sales for the most part like especially in real estate we're the only industry where like we create these, maybe not the only industry, but one of the few where we create these ultra importances on things,
Mhm.
and like the alter the importance on the brokerage that we're at, the importance on where we're ranking, the importance on the car that we drive or the things that we do or whatever, when ultimately some of those things have impact on how you service your client,
Mhm.
but a lot of times the client doesn't even care. They
Right.
don't know,
Right. They don't.
right? Like
They don't care.
they
Yeah.
don't, we care, but
Yeah.
they don't care as long as you're still
Half
doing
the
your
time,
job.
we shouldn't care either,
Yeah.
because if you're doing 50 million, chances are you're at a different price point than I'm at anyway. So your price point is probably between 5 million and 10 million per transaction. So you can do 50 million without blinking an eye. Me, if
Right.
my price point is 750,000, that's a lot more
It's a
transactions.
lot of transactions.
Right.
Yeah.
So my thing is, do I want to do that? And do I need to do that? And I
Yeah.
think it all boils down to what my definition of success is for me,
Yeah.
right? So some people have success as a monetary number. Mine was, as I said before, mine was with my kids. I want to spend more time with my kids. That was success to me. So everybody has to start with, what does success mean to me, not to somebody else. And I had a woman when I started at Compass. She came up to me. We worked at the same brokerage at a different time. She says, "Candy, I looked at your numbers, and you could have done a lot more." And first of all, I'm like, "Why are you looking at my numbers? Why do you care? Because I'm not asking you for money." But secondly, you know how you always wish like I had the great comeback line? I had a great comeback line to this.
Oh,
So she
what'd you
said,
say?
"You could have done a lot more." And I looked at her and I said, "Lucky for me, I didn't have to."
Oh,
Mhm.
I love
So,
it.
so if you're trying to look in my pocket, because I was never that person who wanted to do $20 million. I knew what I needed to make for me and my family and our future. That's the number I hit every single year. And
Yeah.
I was happy. I didn't have to grow double and triple my, no. What do I need to live the way I want to live? And that's the number I hit every single year.
My husband worked with somebody one time who said something to him that really stuck with me, and it was like never count somebody else's money
Right,
because you don't know what their situation is,
right,
right? Like,
right.
and this is kind of your point. Like I have had somebody say to me many times this year, well, you know, you could have sold more if you didn't have a team and you just worked on your solo, because I have a team and I pour into my agents and whatnot. Well, the thing that that person doesn't know is that I also run a different business and I actually am getting lots of revenue from that. So I like doubled my personal revenue this year,
Right.
right? But from her viewpoint or from what she's seeing, you know, I'm not doing as well as the perception she has for me or of me or whatever it is,
Right.
right?
And
But
why did
it's
she care
just
though? Why is she so invested in you?
yeah, well, yeah. Yeah,
That's the thing.
Because you're
there's
fabulous.
also that. There is also that too.
I, I
It's
used
like,
I used to tell my kids this when they would come home talking about some other kid on the playground, whatever. I used to say, "Who do you worry about?" And they would
yeah.
say, "Me." And I said, "That's a full-time job,
Ugh.
right? So just don't worry about me. I'm good. You do
Yeah.
That
you.
the
I'm a
most common statement in my house right now is worry about Emmy. I'm going to worry about the other people. You worry about August. I'm going to worry about the other people. Like, stop coming in here and telling me you
Yes.
didn't brush your teeth for 2 minutes. That's between me, her, and her dentist.
Oh my
And
God.
Oh yeah,
get out of here.
absolutely. But it's so funny how other people are invested in your success, yet they're not giving you a single lead. They're not giving you anything to grow your business. Matter of fact, they're probably
No,
gatekeeping everything that they possibly have, and yet
correct.
they're going to criticize you.
Yeah, it's wild. It's so
Yeah,
wild. And I always go back to this in real estate, like we don't work for anybody other than ourselves.
right, right,
We're self-employed, 1099 contractors, right?
absolutely.
So, and this is something that I deal with, and I'm starting to deal with on my team too, right? And it's an interesting thing when you have a team and you have people working like under you, if you will, but you're still a team because you're not employing them, right?
Hmm.
Is like how do we help them set the goals that they want to achieve, but also meet whatever team goals that we're trying to achieve?
Hmm.
And it really ultimately comes down to alignment is what I'm really like, is everybody on the team aligned to the same goal?
Right,
Because, if I'm sitting as a team lead going, listen, you didn't really sell that much this year, and they're like, well, I didn't really plan on it, like we're not aligned in what we
right,
should be doing, right?
right,
Or if I want to sell, my team sells luxury and somebody on my team is selling $100,000 houses, those things don't align,
right.
right? And so it's really an interesting perspective. And I was talking to my team today about like, yes, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of events happening right now. We're winding down the year. The year is winding down. But like, how do we maintain, and I think you were talking about this, Candy, like maintaining what you've
Hmm.
got.
Hmm.
Like you don't have to be extra, you don't have to be like whatever, but like how do we maintain so that we can build on that when we get, that we're building on that when we get into the new year, and
Yeah,
your spring is a good spring and you're not catching up.
right.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I have lot of one-liners because people in my life, it's just they make me laugh all the time. And so one guy he used to say, "I don't know how you expect full-time results with part-time effort," right? And so that goes with a lot of real estate agents. They put in part-time effort and wondering why they're not reaching their minimal goals anyway, right? And this job it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. If you're not disciplined, you really you're going to be on the struggle bus on this one. But during this time frame, people are always getting ready. Well, now is the time between now and the end of the year. This is when you get your listing presentation together, revamp it, take some new headshots, please. The ones from 1998 where they cut off your brother-in-law from the wedding. That's not a legitimate headshot. Get a nice headshot so people, when they meet you, it's like, oh, you look so different. Yeah, get that. Do your buyer consultation, right? If you're not good at it, start role playing it with maybe your team members, with your spouse, with somebody else. I prefer them role play with an agent because we know what you do wrong and they can bring that to your attention. And then write out a business plan, write a real business plan. Look at your expenses, know how much your break even point is, know how much your profit is, know where your business came from last year. If it came from referrals, and that's where your marketing dollars should go, is to nurturing those people. Where did your marketing dollars go? Look at your ROI. Like I said, we just spend money on things that we've always done because we've always done them. Stop it. Stop with all the ego advertising with your picture up there. I'm in the top 100. So what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And so it's just one of those things like if you're spending $5,000 on an ad, what are you getting back from that? Other than your client saying, I saw you in the Washingtonian. Yay. So that's not business, right? Look at your money that you're putting out, and then it's like looking at your statement, and you're like, that gym's I'm paying for that gym every single month, but I'm not going.
My
It's
muscles have not gotten bigger.
right, exactly. Yeah, matter of fact, I've gotten bigger, but my muscles have not. So, this is a great time to analyze everything you're doing in your business. Write out a business plan, write out a marketing plan. Because when you do
Hmm.
get busy, the first thing that's going to go by the wayside is your marketing. You can't be creative when you're like juggling 5, 6 transactions. You just can't. So if you have something that's really turnkey, do it for the whole year. It's not that hard. You have time. People make time for things they want to do. You're not selling anything between now and the end of the year. Stop lying to yourself. And then do the work come January. Don't get ready in January. That's what I was saying. Don't get ready in January.
Yeah.
By the time you get ready, it's February, and you've lost an entire month, and now you're behind the curve. And so just do the grunt work now. It's not fun work. I'll guarantee you it's not fun work, but it'll be fun when you start making money.
I
Then
have a
you'll
Yeah.
little life hack for the not fun work. So I have trouble sitting still to get deep work done. It's just not in alignment with my personality type. But if I go and get like the best of the best pedicure where I'm stuck in the chair and I
uh-huh.
bring my computer, I'm able to like focus on deep work. Or like my girlfriend who owns a restaurant, she was at my husband's dealership getting service work done the other day, and she's like, I got so much done because you're just trapped. So if you can find a
Hmm.
way to trap yourself with your computer somewhere, either doing
Yeah.
something you enjoy or something you have to knock out, and just do that deep work, like trick yourself in the month of December to get into those deep work patterns. Use the bad weather as the excuse
Hmm.
to be stuck somewhere and get it done,
Yeah.
because you will
I
trick yourself
I
I
later.
trick
love
myself.
romanticizing the I love romanticizing the crap work you don't want to do.
Well, I
Right?
trick
Like,
myself when I wrote my book. I said, I'm only going to work on this 20 minutes a day. That's it.
mm,
Now, because the brain can't handle much more than 20 minutes, maybe 30. So I'm just going to work on 20 minutes because I have time 20 minutes. That 20 minutes usually ended to be an hour and 20 minutes every single time, right? It was always more than 20 minutes. But I had to trick myself and just say, I'm only going to work on it 20 minutes. Let's sit down and do it
yeah.
right now. And then once you get into it, then you do it.
Yeah.
So that's my
And
that's my little brain hack.
I love it. And I love giving myself a little treat before, like go to your favorite coffee shop and get a fun coffee and then sit there for an hour or whatever it is and
Yeah,
knock out your business plan.
right.
But
Or
like if
or
you
when
have
my
to make it
kids
fun, make it fun.
when my kids were in school and I was working on something I didn't want to do, and I have like they do their homework. Hey, we're gonna do power hour. We're both gonna sit here and for an hour we're just gonna knock it out. And when I tell you, me and my daughter, man, we did that. We knocked that power hour. My husband would be traveling. We do power hour, and then we fix a nice dinner. It was like this is great living right here.
It's
Yeah, what
so
do you guys think
fun,
about
right?
the reward after? Like I'm gonna as soon as
Mm,
I finish X, Y, and Z, then I get to go do this fun thing that I
Hmm.
want to
Yeah,
do. Do we think that's as effective as setting a timer?
both.
I like the reward after. I like the reward before. Okay, I got this. Now I'm gonna go do this. Like,
See, the
like
reward, the reward before doesn't motivate me as much because I'm already kind of happy about everything.
but if I have to go to the fancy coffee place and order the coffee and sit down and do it,
Yeah, yeah,
then okay, here I am like at my cute coffee shop and it's snowing outside and I'm having like a you know Notting Hill moment or whatever, like go to your cute like bookstore, whatever it is,
yeah.
like so that is like I'm pretty delusional. Though that kind of stuff helps me where I've like, oh my God,
Yes,
like let's make it really fun and cool. Like how would this look in a movie if I was gonna go do work on my
I love
novel?
you. This you belong
Why
in fucking
not?
Hollywood, girl.
I love how extra you are, and it's one of my favorite things.
But
Candy,
it does help to
Susie
be extra.
Susie Adamson does the power
Yes.
hour thing that you mentioned, but she calls it body doubling. So like if she's got a project she needs to knock out, sometimes she'll call and say, when can you have an hour? And we sit together on Google Meet and we like silently work shoulder to shoulder from across the country to knock out those
Cool.
projects that are just like, so maybe you and your daughter could still do your power hour wherever you
Yeah,
are with those projects you need to get
I
done.
love that. That's such a
Mhm.
great.
I
We
can't
we,
do
we
that.
have we have that in our office. We have it's called Get It Done Accountability every Wednesday at 8:30 from 8:30 to 9:30. Agents just log on and sit in silence and do the work.
I
That's
just would want to talk to everybody.
You'd be
so I'll
surprised.
even get
So,
uninvited.
I'm not invited to those because I'm like, oh, like my other business partner, she's like, do you want to meet in person and work on some of this stuff together? I said, no, I don't, because I'm gonna just want to talk to you the whole time, and I know my own boundaries. Like I
that's
need to
funny.
be alone.
I had
But
to
I
tell one
love
of our
that for some
team
people.
members he wanted to come to the office. But two of us were going to be working on a project, and he's like, "Oh, I could come." I said, "Okay, but this is very deep work, and like this person is actually on the clock, being paid by the hour for this project." And he said, "Oh no, I shouldn't come." I said, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't." That was what I was hoping you'd
That's
say.
yeah. Okay, so I have this like um other business thing I'm doing right now, and we have an attorney who's helping us, and I literally we pay him literally by the minute, and
Mhm.
I have to be like "Zzz," like super business, no jokes. I'm like, you can't pay $250 an hour for him to listen to your jokes. Like, this is not it right now.
But
And my friend was like, you're so like you were so serious on that call. I was like, yeah, these minutes are expensive.
Right, exactly. But I think for agents, you just have to learn how to trick your brain and know how your brain works because we all know how to avoid work. We're experts
Yes.
on how to avoid work. And so sometimes like if you have to clean up your CRM, that is like the
Ugh.
worst, right?
Ugh.
So you just have to say, okay, today I'm going to do the A's and the B's. Tomorrow I'm going to do the B's and the C's or C, whatever. And you just kind of do a little bit at a time. And it just makes it less daunting, I think. It
Yeah.
just, because the brain will just shut down in a heartbeat. The brain's like, I'm not doing that. And you just,
look, squirrel.
right, exactly. You'll find
Literally.
it's like when I used to go to the gym a lot, I would pack my gym clothes and then I would change at work and go to the gym. Because if I had to go home and change, that
Oh
junk,
no.
that junk mail looks so interesting all of a sudden. It's like, what sales are they having at the Dollar Tree? I don't even go to Dollar Tree, but I'm interested now, right? So
Yeah.
you,
What I think is really fascinating about this conversation is we have three very high achieving women on this call, successful by our own definitions, I would assume.
Yeah.
And we all are talking about like how we literally have to trick ourselves. So I don't think any single person just comes by these things naturally. It's not in any of our wheelhouses to just sit down and focus and do the hard things and stay disciplined and stay consistent on all the things. Like that's not reality. So if you are a person listening to this and you feel like, what's wrong with me? How come I can't set the boundaries and do these things? Like we're literally tricking ourselves because it's hard for every human on earth. Like
Yeah. I'm literally making myself into a movie in my head, you know. But it's true. And they wouldn't be hard if it was, there are all the things about our businesses that we don't enjoy, right? There's tons of things about it. Like Kenny, you talk about the CRM and I'm like, gah, like that sounds
I
terrible.
never make it past C when I'm organizing.
Yeah. Like I'm like,
it's
or
so gratifying when you do get to the Z's because you don't have many Z's. It's like, yes. By the time you get to the Q's, you're like, I'm almost there.
I'm almost there. Yes.
Onward slide.
What if you really think about that, it's literally only 26 days, right? Like you could do 26 days of anything. But the thing is that we've talked about this before. Everybody's personality is different. When you talk about discipline, and we've talked about this before, like I don't consider myself a disciplined person. I consider myself a driven person. So I'm driven and I'll do the things that I have to do because I'm driven towards a purpose that's
Mhm.
so intensely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you can consider that discipline, but I don't. But we do these things that we don't have to do, and we don't like to do,
Yeah.
because that's how you get your business to move forward, in addition to the things that you are really good at and you like doing,
Right.
right?
Right.
If we only do the things we're good at, you know you have half a business.
Right.
When you said the business planning thing, like I got an email today that was like, for our managing broker, it's like, send us your business plan 48 hours before your meeting. And my immediate response was, well, I'm not doing that. I have a business plan. I've already like started it.
Right.
But as soon as somebody was like, ew, like very
I'm
like,
giving
oh,
you
I
deadline.
just give it, I was like, nah, man, I run my own
But
business.
that's why we're real estate agents. We get to set our own rules and we can do how business however we want to do business. Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
I rage so hard.
that's the curse of being a real estate agent as well.
It's so true. And I think that's why we all chose this career, right?
Such
Because
a double
we
edged sword.
didn't want people telling us
It's a
what to do
double-edged
or when
sword
to do
for you
it.
because these are things that we know we need to do. It's just a matter of when we do them, and we'll get to
Right.
them eventually. But I just think it takes a lot of discipline. I'm a disciplined person. I'm a self-starter. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
driven, but I have discipline. I like systems. I like routines, and so I will stick to that routine as long as it's working for me. Like in the mornings, I'm a morning person. But I don't take any meetings before 9:30 or 10 o'clock, preferably.
Yeah.
So it's like that's the candy time I need, just like an admin work and just answering emails and all that kind of stuff. That's how I add discipline and structure to my day so it doesn't spiral out of control because my day can spiral. That's why I love it because you never know what agents are going to bring to you. And that's the fun part of my business. I want to get the paperwork, corporate stuff out of the way. So then I can just interact with my agents. And that's, to me, that gives me the greatest amount of joy, is helping them succeed and helping them
Right.
find systems that work for them.
It's
What
kind of
is
like eat
your,
the frog. Like
yeah,
eat the frog first. You need to
Yes.
like do the hard part, the part you're not going to want to do first,
Yeah.
because the rest of the day comes really easy. I remember when I
Yes.
was first coming back after disability leave, I like 12 years ago had to take a year off because I was unwell, and I still didn't have a lot of energy when I came back, and my manager at the time coached me. She said, what part of the day do you feel the best? That's when you need to do this stuff that is the hardest for you to do, because the other stuff is easy
Yeah. Yeah.
and you
it's so,
don't need a ton of
yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting when you start to figure out when that workflow time is for you.
Hmm.
And for me, it is very early in the morning. And I realize that like when my kids are not in school and I don't have to take them to school, I will start work at 7 a.m. and I'm like, boop, 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 bing, bong, 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 bong. Everything done, done. I can get like, I don't know, something that would have taken me 3 hours done in like 35 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, that's when my brain is like really, that's when I'm focused. I can do it. I'm ready to go. I've got the energy. But when they're in school, that's the time I'm getting them up, getting them ready, taking them to school. So then once I get home ever or go to the office or whatever it is, that's a slog for me. It's hard. It's
Mm.
harder for me to kind of like figure out those things. So it takes a lot more delusional,
Yeah. Yeah.
very fairy dust to get these things done.
Well, because
But
you're
it
out of your
also,
work zone. You're out of your work zone.
I'm totally out of my work zone. So
Hmm.
one of the things I'm trying to figure out in the future is how do I flip that? That's it for this week. Come back next week for part 2.
That's a wrap. Thank you for joining us on this journey of laughter, life, and growth.
And remember, you're not alone on this path to success. We're right here with you every step of the way.
Please remember to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you found value in today's conversation, we'd be thrilled if you would leave us a review on your favorite platform. Your feedback means the world to us.
And don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and anyone who could use a good laugh and some practical insight into navigating the challenges and triumphs of our minds, body, soul, and business.
Remember, we're doing this right.